I wanted to talk about this show called Hey Duggee, and specifically the character designs in the show and what I like about them and what I don't like, and I'll be showing the redesigns I've made for them. But first I want to introduce my character Freckle and how I think he would probably look like if he were in the show. I'm starting off with Happy the alligator, my favorite character in the show so far. And his original design is the one on the left, and my design is the one on the right. The style is very cute and simplistic. I just don't like the colors that they used for him, and I wish they kind of pushed the alligator feel a little bit more. That's why I added the spines, and I did change the color to be more of a vibrant green instead of a bluer green. This is something I take issue with in many of the designs that they have, is that most of the designs are just so simplistic that it's honestly hard to tell what animal they might be. It's very ambiguous, and I wish they just put in a little bit of more effort into it so it could be easier to decipher what character they are and kind of make them look happier and more kitty-like. The next character is Rolly the hippo, and he is definitely like my least favorite character, but I'm not even going to get into that right now. I just want to talk about their designs. In majority of their designs, they have the mouth on the body instead of where the snout is at, and that's like, I am assuming it's an animation reason, because it would probably be much more difficult to try to figure out how to animate the snout talking with the mouth when you could just have the mouth animated on its own instead of moving the snout as well. But this is another design where it is honestly very ambiguous as to what animal he could be. I initially thought he was a hippo, but I was like, maybe he's like some sort of pig. But that's why I gave him like the teeth that I feel like is very signature for hippos to have, and I made his nostrils to be a bit more angular. But then again, I completely understand that all of the reasonings are very stylistic reasonings, and that they are looking for shapes instead of like shapes that aren't actually, like, they don't have a name, you know. What I mean by that is that they are trying to stay away from shapes that don't easily fall into some cookie cutter sort of form. Arguably, I did make Rolly look uglier, but to that I say he looks more like a hippo now, and that's kind of my goal here, is to make them look more animal-like and feel more correct in my heart, but he is a bit uglier. Here is Nori the mouse, and in her original design, she looks way more like a rat, even in the original design. And so I'm like, at this point, man, I'm just gonna go with that rat feel, and I would have just changed her to be a rat instead of a mouse. And like how I did with Rolly's design, I did move her mouth to be directly under her nose, so it's on her snout, and I added teeth, and I think it just looks way cuter than her original design. It's really simple, small changes like that, but I feel like it just makes her look more correct. And I did add like a little like ear thingy depth to her ear, but yeah. These are the two designs I didn't touch. And for Tag the rhino, I know I spelled it wrong, whatever, I don't care. Tag is a rhino, and how insane is that? Because I truly did not know what the heck he could be at all until I googled it. I understand that they made him blue because they already made Rolly the hippo gray, and rhinos are gray too, so like now they have to make him some random color. And at that point, I would just completely scrap him. I would just make another animal character, and he could have the same personality, he could have the same name. It's just, he's really hideous, and I was like, there's no saving that. You just need to make a whole new character design. I'm sorry. Betty, on the other hand, is kind of actually the opposite case. I really like Betty's design, and if I were to change anything, I would just probably make her a lighter shade of purple, but I'm glad that they did use a vibrant color to step in the right direction compared to the rest of the designs that they made, I think. But I like Betty. She's cool. Here is Duggee, and I put 2 designs. I believe the one on the right is the older one, and the one on the left is the newer one that they use in the newer seasons. But I'm not exactly sure since I'm just only a couple episodes in. What I have to say about Duggee's design is that I really do love it, and I think he's perfect. I think he's the best design out of all of them. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you guys can see where I'm coming from. And yeah, I'm excited to keep watching this show. It's very sweet.